baby?
And lock the kids in. Oh my, it wasn't some kid's mother from my studio. It was my Broadway baby. That was my best friend. I wasn't here when she needed me. I didn't want to bury her in Pittsburgh.
Okay.
Because I didn't think that I would die there. We didn't put her to sleep. She died my aunt, her. Hi, Mom.
Hi, Abby.
How are you? Good. How are you?
Good. Hi.
You're up and at it. Don't even speak to me now.
Was it worth it to you now, looking back, for what was lost versus what was gained? ALDC, the dance company that she founded 35 years ago. It's not the first time Abby's faced this jeopardy. In 2010, she filed for bankruptcy protection.
Kids quit. People couldn't afford dance lessons 2009, 2010. It was a luxury. When I built my building, my town was in its heyday. But
did you panic?
Oh, I panicked. That's why I found a bankruptcy attorney and I declared bankruptcy.
The success of Dance Moms changed Abby's world on both coasts.
It took a lot to get my LA studio open. I took this on myself. I don't have investors.
She felt on top of the world.
Huge legal issue going on. What the government did and how they went about the case destroyed any business that I have in Pittsburgh. Just done. Those stores that work for me, it's 7 a.m., beating their door down, coming in with their badge and taking their computer and taking their stuff. My name is so
space. When she last visited it in 2016, Abby was overwhelmed by the experience.
Hi, good morning.
You have icicles on your face.
Now her LA-based studio is all Abby has left of the once thriving ALDC empire. Although she surrenders in just...
We always watch you on YouTube.
You watch me on YouTube?
Although her 366-day sentence begins in just over a week, Abby has decided to go forward with her annual...
And curtains opening. Okay, whoa. You needed to be there. That's the whole point of closing the curtain, so we don't see you pull your pants. But now, as she dances, we need to change that and morph that color to something else. Okay. Yeah, it's orange. That looks good. All right, good, perfect. Mark on the stage for you to look at. Wake up! They're too close together, Miss Gianna. Listen, now, nobody sticks their head or their arms or waves out of the wing of the curtain. You stay back. If you can see the audience, they can turn and exit because you can mess up the next dance. If you run off and they're running on and you hit each other in darkness and both have concussions and drop to the floor, it's gonna mess up the show.
Abby Lee Dance Company out of your hands? Are you worried about what will happen while you're in jail?
It might be better out of my hands. I don't know.
Do you trust Gianna to run that studio without you? Abby has one secret weapon.
I trust Gianna. She has been my right-hand man. She has stood by when many people... A year and a day is a long time. I'm somewhere for 10 and a half months without any power or control. Will I come out?
With her prison sentence looming, Abby is finally ready to discuss the charges against her. Though her case has been indictment and the charges says that you knowingly concealed a substantial amount of income from Dance Moms, from spin-offs, from master class events, from merchandise sales, and that when you filed for bankruptcy initially, that you did not, that you opened up several other, a Wells Fargo account, a PayPal account, 2 accounts in Florida that were undisclosed to the court, which was in violation of the terms of...
Explained to the judge, that won't work for me because people pay me with checks. What happens when their checks all bounce? So I went back to the bank and opened another account.
Did you tell them?
Yes.
You disclosed this? You disclosed to them?
Absolutely. I told my attorneys, and they, in turn...
To get a better deal on the bankruptcy restructuring?
No.
But the restructured bankruptcy loan said, put it all in one account. Don't you say to yourself, I'm following the rules? So if you had permission to open multiple accounts, how could the court come back and say to you, we didn't know this money was all over the place because it was supposed to be in one account, and that's in violation of the terms of the restructuring of this?
I had a spin-off show called Abby's Ultimate Dance Competition. I was living out here for 6 weeks at a time.
Intentioned.
What I'm denying is that I am this cutthroat financier. Am I square? I want to beat them on the stage where it counts. This is not what I do. It's not my gig. Finding you the perfect shoes for that outfit. Also have been told by many professionals, had I not been on a television show, this would have been a letter in the mail.
But doesn't that also fall on you? But that's not the accusation. It doesn't say here Abby Lee Miller is evil. It doesn't say that. It says
Yes, it says deceitful. It says scheming,
Right.
conniving, a bunch of, there's a but. There's always a but. Nothing that I did wrong, and I did things wrong, and I regret many. It doesn't make it right, but it doesn't make it vindictive. And she was a player, and she was out to get everybody, and she took money. That never happened. Church, myself, I was in the wrong. What I did was wrong.
With less than a week, in talking about the case, it's the tarnishing of her reputation and her image that seems to be the most painful.
I'm not a bad person.
But it does-
Scheming,
Right.
conniving, a bunch of ugly words.
Doesn't it occur to you, if I violate the terms of this bankruptcy agreement, there's going to be consequences for me, it's just not worth it?
You know what? It really didn't.